Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight TV edition. I'm Peter, that is Tim, and we are working our way through Tales from the Crypt, the original horror anthology show from HBO. This is going to be Season 4, Episode 3. It's called On a Dead Man's Chest. Will be full spoilers, of course, for the episode, as always. What is On a Dead Man's Chest? What is the plot of this one? Well, this is about a band and the really shitty lead singer of said band, who is very upset that his guitarist and songwriter has got a new wife, played by Tia Carrere. If you remember her, she was on Relic Hunter, she was in True Lies, she was in a bunch of stuff in the 90s. She was a big deal back then.
She's Wayne's World is my go-to reference for her.
There you go. Yeah, she was the love interest in Wayne's World 1 and 2. But yeah, so she was a big deal at this time, and she's this wife. But the lead singer is very upset. He embarrasses her on stage. Does all these things. He's worried that she's going to split up the band. Meanwhile, of course, he's the one who's actually splitting up the band because he's been such a dickhead. But this groupie, I'll call her, kind of sucks up to him and kind of convinces him, hey, you should go get this tattoo. And he goes to this weird shaman-like dude who gives like really fancy tattoos that he doesn't even plan. He just kind of senses through the skin what that person's inner self is saying, and at that time,
It's like their body tells a story. He's just bringing it out.
Exactly. That's kind of what happens. And he gets this painting, and it ends up being of a dragon, and also Tia Carrere's face. So you have, and he's upset about this, obviously. But it's a really obvious metaphor. It's like what's under your skin right now. She's under your skin, and now she's literally under your skin. Very very obvious stuff going on here. But and then it all keeps going, and eventually things get violent. Murders happen, and it all kind of goes down the shitter, as one might say. So, Tim, did you enjoy On a Dead Man's Chest?
Yeah, I kind of loved this episode. I wouldn't say that it was maybe like a great episode or anything, but it was so trashy that it was a lot of fun. I thought, like a lot of times when I think of Tales from the Crypt, I think of it being very trashy and like a lot of nudity and gore and stuff, and I've been surprised at how I haven't really felt that way about a lot of the episodes, but this was like full on taking advantage of like being on HBO. Like there was a lot of nudity, a lot of swearing.
There was there was full frontal nudity at one point.
Yeah.
And that did feel trashy. It felt a little bit much. I felt like it went out of its way to do that when it didn't really need to a couple of times. Like when he goes to the shaman, the tattooist guy, and like he's just got these two female helpers who are both topless the entire time for no reason. I mean, it didn't need to be, but they are.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. I like how the blonde groupie who does convince the lead singer, Danny, to get this tattoo. She has a tattoo of a snake, and again, very obvious, but the metaphor works. She's the snake, kind of speaking into his ear, convincing him to do things and all the rest of it. So at least, I mean, you could argue this was almost a love triangle episode again, but at the very least, it was interesting in that it wasn't the two men were into the girl. It was the girl and the guy were both not romantically both interested in the same guy, but like but we're both fighting for his attention in one way or the other.
Yeah.
She wants to have a married life and get rid of this deadbeat who's dragged, because she points out the guitarist actually writes all the songs and produces all the music. The singer just kind of shows up and sings. So he could have a very successful solo career, whereas Danny realizes that without him his career's kind of gone. It's done.
Yeah.
So because the episode starts with them performing this gig, and at first it's like he's trying to congratulate them for getting married on stage, but then he kind of like insults her and calls her a bitch and throws her off stage, which naturally guitarist is upset about, as one would be.
I think the crazy thing is we never actually see her like doing anything like worthy of his like ire towards her.
Yeah, not at all. Like that's the thing. Like, part of me was thinking at the start of the episode, oh, maybe she is like causing trouble, and that's what's maybe that'll be the reveal as it goes on. But it never goes that way. Like the entire time, he just feels like he's a paranoid freak, and it just hates that his guitarist has found someone, because it's he's got a new focus. He's going to tear him away. She's going to tear him away from us. and none of that's actually happening. He's forcing it. He's the one doing all the pushing. He's forcing it by worrying about it. But yeah, so he's obsessed. You know, again, literally under his skin. And even when he tries to get the tattoo removed, which he does, it like still itches and then comes back eventually. And obviously, all these, and you're waiting for it to happen all episode, because the cover of the comic that you see at the start of the episode with the Crypt Keeper is like the dragon coming out of his chest. So you're waiting for the tattoo to come to life. And
I actually thought the special effects looked kind of cool. Like even the beginning, where the groupie lady, takes her top off and the snake's like tongue comes out. I was like, oh, that actually looked kind of cool. And then at the end when the dragon comes out, it looked pretty cheesy, but like still in like a very fun way.
Yeah, I thought this episode was okay. I didn't love it. It was definitely trashy. There's an argument to be said that it's not.
See, I think at the very least, I feel like we had a couple of pretty boring ones the last few.
Yeah, it wasn't boring. I'll absolutely give it that. It wasn't boring. There was definitely things like I say, there was a lot of metaphors going on, and it was all about how this thing was under his skin and he couldn't let it go and he was obsessed. So I did like that. I liked eventually he goes and murders Tia Carrere's character.
That scene was so like I don't know if they were trying to be like over the top, but it felt so goofy to me.
He basically just rams her head into the wall repeatedly. It's pretty brutal. I was
into the faces she was making and stuff though made it seem kind of I don't know, like a little cheesy to me.
A little bit. I can see what you're saying by that. I did think though later on in the episode he ends up hitting the blonde snake lady groupie. He ends up like smacking her across the face for interfering, and at that point I was like, this episode feels a little bit on the like every female character is there to either be naked or get hit. So
I definitely thought this was super sexist and a little racist.
Oh, because of the tattoo guy.
Well, I mean, I thought just like I don't know, like Tia Carrera's character and like it being like a dragon on a tattoo and stuff.
I never even thought of that being related to each other. I just, I can see what you're saying now that you've said it. I never connect, even though it was the same tattoo. I never connected it was a dragon because, if anything, I think they cast someone like her because of the Yoko Ono story, like the Yoko factor. I think that's why they went with an Asian actress. At least I think so. That would be my guess. But
yeah, I can see that.
Which I think that's okay. Like, I think that if you want to if your whole story's about like a woman possibly breaking up a band, I think that's an okay thing to like draw parallels to, because it's the famous example of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. It seemed like a little, I don't know, like on the nose, I guess.
Oh, sure, but like I say, the whole thing's on the nose. Every metaphor in the episode is on the nose. He literally says she's under my skin, and then she's tattooed onto his chest, and then she's literally coming out from under his skin. All of it's on the nose, Tim. So shut up.
All right. Getting under your skin.
Yeah, you're always under my skin. So then the ending's basically he goes nuts. He sees the dragon come out of his chest, and then like Guitarist finds out that his wife's been killed from the snake lady, who immediately just turns on the main character, and he tries to break into the dressing room. But when he finally gets in there, and you would think he might kill him. Well, that might be the ending of the episode, but Danny just grabs a piece of the broken mirror that he's just smashed because of seeing the tattoo again and the dragon and all that. He cuts off his entire chest basically, because he can't get rid of the tattoo, and that's basically the whole thing.
Yeah, so I thought like again, definitely not the like the best episode or anything, but I did have a lot of fun with it just because a lot of the cheesiness and over the topness, and like I did actually think the special effects were kind of good.
Special effects covered a couple of good moments. It was cheesy. It was over the top. The characters were all turned up to 11. Like they're just instantly the guitar. This lead singer guy Danny. He's just angry at everyone. He's a complete dickhead. He's fighting with everyone in every scene he's in. Like, you never really get the sense of why would anyone ever stick around with him. Like, he's just awful.
Yeah.
From the get-go. So, but no, it definitely wasn't a boring episode, and I feel like we've had a couple of those recently, like you said. So,
it was a nice change of pace.
So yeah, that's the episode. So let us know what you thought of it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mail_fuzz for channel updates. You can get over in patreon.com/mailfuzztv if you want to support the channel and everything we do here. Check that stuff out. But that is us. So thank you very much once again for watching. Keep watching TV, and we will see you next time.